Good morning. I'm Margie Gallaway with Still Point. I'm the marketing director, and today I'm talking with Joy Valdez-Pappas. Joy is one of the actors in our production, The True Cost: Stories of Human Trafficking. Good morning, Joy.
Good morning. Nice to be with you this morning, Margie.
Oh, it's great to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I consider myself more than an actor, really just a storyteller. I'm a singer. I also write, but more importantly, I believe in terms of my storytelling pursuits as an actress, that we all have stories and we all share stories. Just kind of like a liken to Joseph Campbell, we gather around the fire camp and we share what we've gone through. We try to find some sense of connection in our humanity. So a lot of the work I do, I find that connection in terms of stories that are my own or stories that are shared from other people's experiences. And so right now I'm in that world. I do a lot of clinical actor work with medical schools. I do some work with some law firms in terms of just communication. But prior to that, there was a part of me that worked in corporate America and TV and film development for some of the big chip companies like Warner Brothers and NBC and Nielsen. But always I've found as I've gotten older that the job is first and foremost about the people that we connect with. And then there are the tasks that we do to achieve what goals we have. And so my lens of how I see work has changed so much.
That's awesome. It sounds like you've been very busy.
All of us, right? I mean,
Right,
really
for sure.
reflect on it.
So how did you become connected with Still Point?
Well, I saw their audition notice. I think it was on Theater in Chicago's audition webpage.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sort of getting back into the foyer of theater again. I have a toddler that's 2. And what really compelled me to audition was this project that they described that dealt with the just social injustices. And I read about the company, I went to their website, and the work that they're doing, not just with human trafficking, but with incarcerated women and folks with disabilities, and how they're really trying to give a place and a space in art for these human beings, our fellow human beings, to express themselves and discover epiphanies about their life. And I thought, this sounds amazing. This truly sounds amazing. So I just was so excited to audition, and I just, oh man, I probably alluded way too much. I don't even know. Maybe someone perceived as silliness when I auditioned. Like, I am so excited about this. If I get the part or not, I'm still glad what you guys are doing. Thank God they overlooked that, because I think that's a bit much, but I truly was. I just think Still Point Theater is just such a gem, such a light in our community here.
That's awesome. So with your role in The True Cost, did you know a lot about human trafficking before reading the script and learning about the production?
That is a great question. I thought I did, kind of, and I recognized and realized that I really just had a veneer understanding of what human trafficking is. Of course, there is just the sad tales of young or old women, men, boys, and girls that are victims of this horrible, horrible injustice. But I never really pieced together a part of just the labor, child labor, or just arranged marriages, or just servitude, hospitality industry. I never really connected or knew how to connect the dots. And even when I did a Google search, because even in preparing for my audition, it was as if I had this lens and it just widened into this kaleidoscope. And it wasn't even as if I could follow a clear through line to really understanding it, because it was as if the watchdogs and folks out there were still trying to go through these layers to just find the truth. And it was after that first performance, and we had this panel discussion with experts and folks that are in the field doing this work, that I realized this is just something that we need to inform and educate and get the message out there to everyday people, how connected this is. And yes, so I will say, I thought I did, kind of, but I really recognized that I really didn't fully understand the scope of this, and I still don't fully. I still, right now, feel as if I'm just immersing myself in understanding this more as I, do my due diligence to get a grip on it, if I ever will. But
I think that summarizes, how a lot of us feel, because I think we know what human trafficking is, and I'm not sure people realize that there are simple things that they can do every day that can help. And so I think that's where that production is so important. So after you read the script in a word, what feeling did you have?
Oh man. That's a tough one, because I just was flooded with different emotions, truly.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I was overwhelmed, and I had to step back and synthesize what this was and who these people were, and honor their stories, and
Mm-hmm.
recognize that, thinking about the mission of Still Point and thinking about this production, if I had to choose one word, it would be light. These stories just are just shedding light and encouraging us to be a light, to recognize that we can act and we can find ways to, really respect each other as human beings, and, really essentially envelop and acknowledge our due diligence to be a light in the shadows, in the darkness, in the spots in our community that are just lurking, that we don't know. And there is injustice done maybe down the street from where I live right now, or in a business 2 miles away or a mile away or a few blocks away. So to me, these women, their bravery and their strength to share their stories and shed light,
Mm-hmm.
and encouraging us to be a light, I think that's, as I synthesized it, what I came away with. And yet, honestly, Margie, each time I see that production, I'm flooded with different feelings.
Mm-hmm. I think the courage, to your point, that the women that step forward and share the story to shed that light, it's incredible, and it's
Really is.
very humbling to watch. So, and I hope people that see the production, take that away as well. Is there something that you hope audiences take away?
Yes, I hope that we just go in with an open heart, open eyes and ears, and we slow down to really just reflect and let the information synthesize, and even beyond the production, the panel discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, knowing and just acknowledging and recognizing that there are resources. There's just so much information out there, and finding ways to connect the dots to recognize, kind of like Buckminster Fuller said, that how do we turn the ship? It's too huge, but if we can just turn that rudder, that whole ship will turn, and we can be that trim tab. We can be that rudder in our community, and we can help make a difference. We can help, just start the conversation to bring more awareness and hold folks accountable.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts with us. I know sometimes that emotion's really raw, and it takes a lot to share. So thank you very much.
My privilege, my pleasure.